So I've discovered the secret to life. The secret to life, the secret to being a morning person, this elusive thing that everybody always tries to achieve and so few actually get to is, well, you don't sleep and you suddenly become a morning person. Wowee. Hi guys, Bran here. If you're wondering what's going on back there, today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Like I said, I have not slept. Yeah, I'm a little out of it, but I thought we could do something really fun. We could kick back and we could do the suggestion that I heard on Twitter, which was to review your favorite games, but only look at the negative comments on Steam. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into DBD and we're going to look at the most helpful negative reviews for this game, read them out, and see if they hold any sort of water. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see what happened with this guy. See, this was... Oh, interesting. Okay. Here we go. December 2020. So a long time ago. I played DBD for about 1,030 hours, but one day my account was initialized with an error message. All the killers and survivors became level 1, and all item and perks disappeared. I submitted a ticket to DBD team about this matter with my Steam ID 64, Cloud ID, leaderboard records, evidence photos, but they refused to compensate me, saying they couldn't find anything strange in their logs. Rather, they said if you keep providing false information, you will be punished strongly. This person grinded out everything for 1,000+ hours. And DBD's only way they think that they can handle this situation is to, hey, you're lying, A, you're lying, and B, you better back off or else you're donezo. That sounds charming, but somehow apt. Then they closed the agenda obstinately. I really love this game, but now I feel betrayed. I would never recommend it. There are so many bugs in this game and no compensation for the victim. Well, you know what's funny? The fact that they said that and I have no idea which side they're talking about. That says a lot about the community, huh? Even the crew doesn't have basic manners. Don't buy this game. Don't waste your money and your life. Ooh. Money and your life. That's intense. That's wild. Here's the message. He actually posts the message too. We have found no evidence of loss of progress in our logs, so respectfully, I will be closing this ticket. Wow. If you want to... Let's see, what does he say in response? If you don't believe the information, I can give you my Steam ID and password, so if you want, tell me. But he closed this without answer and nothing has been fixed. That sucks. You know what's funny? And this is hearsay, I suppose. I've never seen it happen. So maybe some of you guys can verify it. I've heard that the way they go about fixing or restoring progress is just by giving you millions of blood points, which usually is not enough to get back all the things you lost, but also kind of reaches this question of like, what if I had like event cakes? What if I had like exclusive cosmetics, like the 4-year crowns? Like, what happens to those? Those just go away? Those just poof? Like, I don't know. Like, and if that's true, that's even worse. And that's sucky. That's sucky. I feel bad for this person. All right, here we go. I'm originally a day one Xbox player, 5,500 hours. That's almost twice my hours, my dude. I had gotten tired of being ignored as a player and bored of being maxed out on the game and swamped to PC. Sadly, I've come to find that PC players are just ignored as console when it comes to behavior. Dead by Daylight is an incredible product that is trapped underneath thumbs of idiots who don't know what to do with it. Every update just adds more bugs than features. That's kind of true. At one point years ago, Kote described the game as no longer theirs, it now belonged to the community, which at that time I thought was beautiful. Years later, however, after new hires like Ethan, the game was belittled, ignored, straight up asked veterans to leave. DBD releases PTBs to put up a front that they listen to the community, while then releasing multiple patches like the Twins and the mid-chapter 4.5. Homie, I almost made a whole video on that entire... I almost made an entire video on that entire like 3-month period. I might still... But a lot of people will like... A lot of people like to talk about the dark days of DBD, but if you were there for that like 3-month period for like Twins in that mid chapter, that was probably the worst I have ever seen this game. And I mean, awful, absolutely awful. If it's disgusting. Like like I'm like Lily flabbergasted. I'm speechless. Like to this day, like it's astonishing how much went wrong in that chapter. Like half the killer powers had a bug. The twins did not function. They had game-breaking bugs every single game almost. That like every single time, not every single time, but I would feel like 70% of the time you would launch somebody as Victor and miss. You would get stuck in the ground and there was no way around it besides like hard quitting the game. And half the killer powers didn't work. Bubba's chainsaw was messed up, I know that for sure, but half the killer powers were just bugged in some way. And then the mid chapter that came out after that was the infamous desync chapter, where killers could hit you for an extra meter away because the game was so desynced naturally. For whatever patch they put in, that major patch they put through to try and fix how broken the twins chapter was, it just ruined lunges. Like, it just made lunges just super long for no reason. And the sucky thing is, it didn't even look bad on the killer side. So, like, the killer wasn't doing it on purpose or taking advantage of it. The killer saw nothing. The killer had no idea something bad was happening. So they were just in this situation where it was just like everything was broken for 3 months straight. That was awful. The game is lucky it survived past that. Anyways, after how many new things broke today? Wait. No, okay, this is February 9th, so this was Trickster situation? Oh, this is February 9th, 2021, so that was Trickster territory. After how many things broke today, I finally had enough that I was going to submit individual bug tickets to them for every bug that they've been neglecting, only to find out they've updated their website to hide bug tickets at the very bottom and shrunk the box to a fifth of the previous size, while having added tons of pictures and ads for the game, top centering a small, frequently asked questions style support for things already fixed. Yeah, the report system in this game is really bad, really bad. There are plenty of people that I've done a bad thing for my own mental health when it comes to this game. Is when I catch somebody hard cheating, and I don't mean soft hacking, I mean like hard cheating. When I catch somebody hard cheating, I will report them using the submit a ticket, and then I will save their Steam profile so I can check in on them every once in a while and see if behavior ever did anything. And I'm going to tell you, I have never had one person banned. Of everybody that I have I've had one person banned. I take that back. I've had one person banned. And that was the most blatant one. That was them using Dead Hard when they quite literally didn't have Dead Hard equipped. So that was kind of like a little bit more, that one was also obvious. But there were other obvious ones that I submitted, and I've only ever had one work. One ever. There's at least 3 accounts that I have saved on this notepad that are still up, still fine, never got banned. And it's like their system for like handling this sort of stuff is just like this person said, like so out of the way. And it does feel like they just kind of like don't care. It does feel like they just kind of like don't give a snot about anything that's happening. It's pretty sucky. Behavior is a company that actively disrespects their community, herds morons like sheep into defending their actively bad decisions by posting occasional memes. Hey, listen, the social media guy is funny, okay? Don't come for the social media guy. When 12 comes out every Christmas time, that is special, and we don't go for that. Anyways, and milks the game and its players by working minimally and at their own whim while being begged and pled for them just to acknowledge they heard what we have to say. I'm ashamed that I've spent so many years of my life believing and supporting a game that left me behind years ago without me noticing. Man, that's a little deep. That sounds like breakup words right there. Those are breaking up words, but they're not wrong. This one caught my eye a lot because it starts with a quote, which is how you always start a good speech. Is you start a good speech with a quote. It doesn't even fit on our little page here. Good Lord. This will probably be the last one we read, and then we can do this again if it was fun. Nothing is meant to be fair and apparent by design. Matthew Cote, game director on Dead by Daylight. I will try to explain why I write a negative review despite having lots of hours and constantly on this game day to day. It's addicting, but not in a good way. Its addiction is based off of a constant feeling of irritation. The developers acknowledged it during one of their interviews. I want to see the quote for that. You will be annoyed by everything, by one of the most toxic communities, poor balance decision, and countless bugs. Despite bringing a feeling of satisfaction sometimes, your mental state overall will be worse by the end of most play sessions. You won't play the game because you like it. You'll play it because you're addicted to the constant feeling of surpassing the irritation. Homie, that's how I live my life. Surpassing irritation. And the worst part is that you feel rewarded because of the fact that you outplayed players who are there to mock you and verbally abuse you by the end of the game. It's not healthy no matter how much you look at it. Even if you have thick skin, it's simply unenjoyable to waste your time on such people when you think about it. Talking about the other reasons I can't recommend this game. It requires you to waste too much time grinding and paying. Hey, listen, that is why the prestige change I am so excited for and so happy for, because the grind is awful. This post was made before that was a thing. That's going to cut down on so much grind. That's going to be so nice and so wonderful. So yeah, that's worth it in that regard. Licensed characters can only be purchased via real money. Well, that's not their fault, really. And if you want to get the original ones for free, you need to put in 100 hours for each character. There's so many of them, it'll take 1,000 hours to gain them all for free. Yeah, that sucks. That's true. The developers work on their game when they want. The reason this fact is the game does not have any competition. No, the reason for that is that multiple game companies have the most awful, like, almost like, I won't even say almost, but just like completely unfair and completely, I want to say the word abusive, but I guess I would say the word abusive. It's very demeaning and very draining and very, like there's a lot of heavy work crunches and they're not being paid enough for those heavy work crunches. Basically, game companies overwork their employees and treat them like garbage. So behavior is doing the opposite, which is to be kind of like really, really open and free. Does that come with all the flaws and small patches that this guy brings up? Yeah, but like, I don't know. I feel like push comes to shove, I would rather have them not be an evil game company and have like a worse situation when it comes to like their output rather than like have them, you know, obviously mistreat their workers. Let's see. Moreover, if the upcoming changes are disliked by the community, they will be rolled anyway, since what can people do? Find another Dead by Daylight. Money we're put into the creation of things players don't like. Get it or leave, or wait, you won't. Yeah. Game feels dull. We have no new content despite new killers and perks that kind of change the gameplay. The issue is that the perks don't do much. I could not disagree with anything more. The perks run this game, and I think that's its main drawback, is that the perks run this game. Perks usually in most games are kind of designed in a way that they are enhancements to the game or wanting to like change a specific play style. Like for example, let's take an old school example. Let's do Black Ops 2. We've talked about that on the channel before. If I wanted to do like a very 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 rush gameplay, like up in your face gameplay style, say I'm running an SMG or a shotgun, I'd run dexterity and lightweight. So these are things that help me move faster, ready my gun faster, that sort of thing. Perks should play into a different kind of play style, not win the game for you, like DS, Dead Hard, NOED, etc. Yeah, that's I do not agree with that. Currently, the game has few strong perks that the community takes, and the other perks are not being used at all. That I do agree with, unless a player wants to feel less powerful for some reason, and the killers feel dull as well. Instead of working on previous perks and killers, the developers prefer to do new perks and killers for the sake of pumping up money, and they're doing a 40 perk rework now. So I wish this person had been here to see that. I almost said lived to see that. They're from the past. They're not dead. But yeah, I wish this person, hopefully they are still around. Hopefully they get to see that they actually are listening and are going to adjust 40 perks. So hopefully that helps. Developers obviously lean towards the side that brings in more money with the help of cosmetics. No secret that killer issues take more time to be solved than the survivor ones. See, this is something that I see on both sides, and I might make a whole video on this. Both sides seems to have this idea that their problems get fixed at a disproportionate rate, and I don't know where this comes from. I really don't, because survivors are like, well, if it was a killer problem, it'd be fixed right away. And then survivors are like, well, or killers are like, well, if it was a survivor problem, it'd get fixed right away. Which one's the truth? Because I feel like both sides say this. I think realistically, I think survivor problems probably get fixed more, but that's because they're 80% of the player base. You know, like that's not ill will. That's that you are quite literally affecting more people if there's a survivor bug. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not them going, I hate killers. That's them going, oh my God, most of our players will probably be dealing with this. Most of our players are going to be suffering from this situation. So I think that just, I don't know. I see that mentality on it. I feel like it's annoying no matter which side you say it from. It's very entitled and whiny. Moderation on the Steam and the official forums will literally ban you for showing any concern about the game's health. If you complain too much, well, stop spreading negativity. That is true. The behavior is very like brittle when it comes to taking criticism, and I don't know why. Like, I feel like so many other like game companies get like worse criticism and then they respond like very, very cordially and they handle it really well. Behavior feels very, very fragile when it comes to like handling criticism, which is, it's like, this is any, like, I don't know, like if you can have like a AAA company like handle like very, very harsh and rampant criticism better than a non-AAA company who's like, you know, more grassroots and supposed to be more in the community, that seems backwards to me. You know, I feel like a greedy corporation that's like been a mainstay of like the gaming industry for a long time would be the one more likely to, you know, lash out back at the players. See stuff like The Last of Us 2, and not the smaller, more grassroots corporation, the smaller, more grassroots company being the one that would, you know, be like, oh well, you know, we know you guys, we had to build this game together. So like it feels like it's like a role reversal. It's really weird. The support isn't really helpful and deals with certain issues quite poorly, as we talked about in the last comment. Please do not support this mess. It looks fun outside, but it's a mess. I would like to mention one pretty significant thing about the game's developers. The community asked for a colorblind setting for more than 4 years. It was dismissed until recently. Yeah, that was a long time before that actually got in there. One of the developers called the whole thing boring, did they? That's a big yikes if that's true. You can't just say stuff like that. Clearly they aren't interested in wasting resources on something that won't bring them much income. I don't know how about you, but treating people with the poor ability to determine colors like that is speaking volumes. Yeah, if that is true, that is an omega yikes. So they kind of said, can't see? Your problem. Like that'd be pretty dark if that's what they said. Oh man. But we'd have to see that. Yeah, and that's the end of this one. Well, that got spicy there, didn't it? That was kind of some of that actually got pretty ugly there for a minute. And it wasn't even like the people saying anything. It was just kind of like the yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've been more positive with behavior lately just because of like, oh, the 40 perk change and the prestige change and all this wonderful, the dredge chapter has been nice too. So I feel like I've been really positive with them lately. So I guess just like reading like all that, I was just like, yeah, that did happen, or oh yeah, that is bad that they did that. Oh, yep. Kind of grounded me a little bit more, put me back towards the center. It's always good to, you know, check your bias and all that stuff. So yeah, hopefully you found this funny. I just kind of want to do something a little bit more different and lax because, well, you know, I haven't slept. I'll probably record another video too. I don't know. I'm having a second wind. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like this, I know it's a little different. Do like and comment to let me know that it is something that you would like to see me possibly do again, or just, not even just specifically this, but just like more like I guess React Andy content. I don't know. I guess that's what that is React Andy. Find other stuff to like look at and go, haha, stupid, and then we could all haha stupid at the same time. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate it all so much. But I do upload daily, so I will see you tomorrow. But if I do not, I will see you when I see you. Goodbye.